here.
Hello. I'm gonna be recording on Scratch. Ignore this. I just made this because I could.
Where's Shiloh and my dog? Did they go out? So they did.
What is this again? I forgot. Oh wait, this is multiplayer engine. I didn't write that. I don't know, I guess I'll just make pen project.
No? What? What you doing?
Pen project.
Jill. Julian.
Wait, I forgot. I don't actually know what I'm doing. pen down, pen up. At this point, I don't even know what I'm making. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh god, it's shaking violently. What have I made? But how do I keep only this?
can, and if I can't, I tell them, sorry, it is what it is, and like I got lucky once, right? They just kept it because I'm guessing they tried to market it and we were still the best game in town, or they just decided to keep with us for whatever reason. But I think we have to work with them, like because we should look at the region. If the region is poor, we should obviously be, trying to get, but we also have to be cognizant of the relationship. And but if it's an agent we don't get a ton of business with, I don't think it really matters. If it's an agent we do have a ton of business with, or at least a decent amount, and they're asking like, hey, what's going on here? We don't have any claims. We need to figure this out. We need to, try to work with them on some way, shape, or form. Like,
Eric, wait a minute. You're giving a different example because here we are. I mean, you're hitting the tougher situation where we're saying the territory is a bad territory, right?
Yeah, but the accounts are profitable. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
But their accounts are profitable. Their accounts are profitable, but the region is bad. New York is not a good region, but their accounts are good.
Okay.
She's not in is not bad. That's what.
Sorry, say it again.
In the area, Dorelli's in the area in New York that is bad.
Yeah, the area is bad, but her accounts are not bad. I thought that's what the point was, right?
Okay, yeah, okay, all right, that's right. I didn't know our territory was bad, that's all.
Yeah, I mean, New York State is getting like a 26% increase or something like that. Or city is only getting like, I think it's like 12 or something. So, we have to figure out some way to work with them. If it's somebody who we have a lot of business with, we have to try some way to be flexible. Luckily, in New York, we don't have any ranges really, so it's tough. But in some states where, we probably do, maybe we can get away with trying to, I'd rather get, if we need 15%, but we can get 10, I think that's a win. You know what I mean? I know Travis doesn't like it, but, I think it's better to keep it than just lose it.
And this has been my argument. This is my argument for that area. And in fact, my argument for all these things, okay? We have a $10,000 car and we sell it for $8,000 or $7,000 or $6,000. Travis says we have $10,000 car.
Now, how do I make
and it
this
should be
square
$10,000.
interesting?
Okay. Now the question is that if you're in a bad territory, do you really want to give them the benefit of the doubt? And that's to me, it's easier. The hardest one there is like in Bob Massey. Bob Massey has, good accounts, no losses, and territories, no losses. I mean, that's the most difficult one. But if you have a bad territory, if you happen to be in New York, and we know there's New York claims, a lot of New York claims in there, the answer is it's hard to legitimately say to give them a break because should they have a break? In other words, we have a 100% loss ratio in New York. If we give them a 10% break, now it's a 90% loss ratio. But we rate it where it should be, it's a 70% loss ratio.
I have a question. I mean, does it have to be all or nothing? And that's what I think Eric is getting at is, the concern is we don't want to write ourselves out of the territory, but can we go agent by agent? If the agent's giving us good business, do we have to write them off? I don't think that's fair.
Yeah, because the thing about it is that ultimately, you're right. It's like if you're in a bad region and you give the people, let's say you give somebody the benefit of the doubt and you don't increase their rates that much, but those people don't have any claims, are you actually losing money? No, because those don't have any claims.
Well, but again, wait a minute, let me say something. The territory itself is not profitable territory. So to me, this is an easier case. And I know what you're saying, Alex, is that the answer to everybody's question is yes. It's about flexibility. And one thing that as underwriters, you have flexibility where you don't have that flexibility. But the question is that when do you want to use the flexibility? Do you want to use flexibility at a time where, like New Hampshire, it was a great, we had a meeting today, New Hampshire was great, but New Hampshire's unprofitable. But New Hampshire's state motto is live free or die. I mean, when she said New Hampshire's unprofitable, that statement is going to be unprofitable. So do you want to come in there and give the benefit of the doubt to somebody in New Hampshire? The answer to me, no. I would say no. If that rate's 25% higher, I would say, I'm okay with that.
No, okay, and I agree with that, and I do agree. But imagine if Al Otto was in New Hampshire, and he has all this, and now you have to make that decision. It's easy to say, oh, I don't decide to do it because we don't have any business there, so I'm okay cutting my losses in New Hampshire because we don't have any business. Now imagine you have somebody who's giving you a lot of business, and they have all their business, and it happens to all be in New Hampshire. Then what do you do?
Okay. It's the same thing with South Florida. Right now, South Florida, Alex, sorry, you got our top agents down there. They're waiting for 25% rate increase in Southeast Florida. And again, what we're saying is that, in fact, we made a choice. Travelers says you have a choice. We can go with 15% rate increase across Florida, or Southeast Florida, 25%, and never said a 10%. Okay? We said, hey, right now, Southeast Florida is a mess. We never get profitable in Southeast Florida. It's impossible. So I'll get 50% in Southeast Florida, whatever it is, because you're always going to lose money there. And that's the problem with Southeast Florida. You're always going to lose money in Southeast Florida. So whatever that rate's going to be, it is going to be, and we're losing money.
Charlotte is in.
But it was way worse 10 years ago than it was today. I mean,
This is
the letter
interesting.
that I sent out, I sent this letter out, then the rate was on average 20%. On average 20%. That was a low rate, 20%. I mean, it had to go up 30, 40% across the board. So, yeah, it took us 10 years to get back to where we're at right now. It may take a while, but we got, number one thing is this. If we're in a bad territory, it's not something to fight over that much. Fight over a little bit. You guys are underwriters. Make a decision. But don't fight too much because what you do is you're giving the shop away. We know that's going to be a claim in Southeast Florida. We know in New Hampshire is going to be a claim in New Hampshire. So we can say, listen, instead of being a 19% rate increase, which was a 19% rate increase, we can give a higher deductible. We can do certain things, but we know New Hampshire is going to be a problem. We know that part of Florida is going to be a problem. It's okay to cut our losses there. So, as underwriters, as you guys in there, if you're in territory that's a really difficult territory, you got to say, you know what? It's tough for you, Eric. I don't believe that where she's at is that bad of a territory. I don't know. Tell me.
No, wait, see, so that is driven because if you recall, we made the decision 2 years ago to reduce ADL limits, or actually pricing in the area. As a result of us doing that, on top of the fact that there was claims, even though claims are not very high, that created a substantial rate need. So if we, 2 years ago, had not reduced those rates, the rate need today wouldn't have been as high as it is.
Okay.
We lost on premium
That.
So,
compared to.
yeah, so basically, it's not nothing to do with losses. It's underpriced.
It's market underpriced.
Yeah, it's underpriced. So Eric, your territory is underpriced, it's not claims activity, which is hard. Because you got a problem there, yeah.
Right, we lost $500,000 when we did that because we said, we think we'll make that up. And the fact that our price will now be more competitive and we can get out there and we can push that. Unfortunately, we didn't push that Metro New York significantly enough to make up that amount. So we're behind in premium, and that is really pushed our rate needs. So the frustration that Eric is feeling, and anybody who's on Metro, is you have a town that had no changes last year, from last year to this year, and it's 25% up. And now you're saying nothing changed, your rate neutral, you have no losses, but I got an increase of 25%. And it's a whole piece of the market.
It makes it so much harder to do for somebody in that region, for
And
somebody.
someone who gives us business.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, like, let's just say it's Raleigh or Lovers First or something like that. It's like, they do this business for a living, but the things that they insure don't have that many claims, and they're probably very price sensitive. You're right, you go out, you go to Barbara, or like somebody who writes a lot in New York City, the building's a lot bigger, there's a lot more money involved, they're they can pay more money for something that's not the end of the world. But up in, middle of nowhere in New York, and you want to charge them $400 more, they're gonna be like, I can't pay $400 more, that's insane,
Eric, but your situation is not the same. Your territory is not bad territory. Your territory is underpriced. It's yours like the Bob Massey situation. Bob Massey is more underpriced than it is because of claims activity. So wait till we get to that third one, okay?
You're on hold.
Yeah, so you got a whole, so to me, the first two, again, the first one is, you have a good looking business, lives in a lousy territory. Or you have a good business when an agent is, has a bad loss ratio. If the agent has a bad loss ratio, that's pretty, I mean, both to me are kind of simple. It's a matter of, A, you are underwriters. So you talk to them and you be realistic and say, listen, you have a lot of claims in your territory, okay? You personally have a lot of claims. And yeah, both claims there and you have personal lot of claims, we gotta go up and these are the reasons. And then guess what? If he says, I understand, good. If he says, I don't understand, why don't you, that's to communicate, what part do you miss, what part you don't see? There's claims and there's this. You know there's claims. Well, if he fights with you, that means, hey, when it drop, you don't care. You gotta go, okay, listen, raise 25%, I'm sorry about that, because he has to work with you because he knows he's getting a good deal, even though he had no claims. I mean, if he had the claims himself, then that's an easy slam dunk, you charge him in charge. But his focus, he has clean account that's coming up for renewal, but everything else is bad. To me, you stand firm, whatever your definition of firm is gonna be. That makes sense? Tom, what do you think? I mean,
So I'll give you guys a perfect example of one. Illinois, we have a rate redundancy. We're getting 8%. Great claims. So I talked to CISA yesterday. I was telling Karen about this. We're like, geez, can we have our ambassador on these calls? Because I said, listen, I want to, reach out to you, Jen, and let you know that we're going to get rate on this. And she's like, you don't even have to say anymore. You got a ton of COVID claims. Reinsurance is telling you to prep ahead. I totally got it. No worries. What should I expect? No more than 8%. If there's an issue in a specific account, call Gabby. We'll work it out. No problem. I totally get it. I want to make more money. You guys need to make money. I'm good. All right. That was like the easiest call ever. That was like right after WT Feeling's first call. So I need a positive on that one. So those are the easy ones, right? Where the agent really understands that and is able to comprehend the need and why it's there. But not all the agents are going to do that. And some of them are just really going to be stressed out over it. And their perspective is that the economy's bad. I get it, you guys need rate, but now you're asking me to ask people for more money. So they're really on the edge, I think, on some of those. So kind of like attacking these different scenarios is the only way that we're going to be able to get this message across and survive.
and that's the question right here, because it starts with you guys here, and if we get to more, go to the next part of it, we're talking about, we'll talk about dates and everything, how we're gonna move this thing along. But the first thing to do is make sure you guys buy into what we're talking about. And ask any questions. I don't want you to say, I don't want you to agree to say you're agreeing. I want you to say it makes sense. I think I get what you're talking about. And I get it, because if you understand it, then you can pass it down to other people and to your clients. Because that's the key thing right now. And again, for me and Karen, even Kenny, we've been through this thing 10 years ago. This is new to a lot of you guys here. Oh, Tom, you've been through it a little bit too. And it was bad. I mean, it was really tough. Kenny been through it really was bad when because he was
Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, Florida.
Yeah.
And I got big up in New York a lot.
But the key thing is to understand the first two things. If the loss ratio is bad for an agent, or the territory is bad, we got to be firmer than anything else. I mean, it has to be really firm, because that